Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday night. I am your host, Matthew Wilson, your future favorite sportscaster, and we're here with another edition of Blackout Sports. The New York Knicks thumped the Washington Wizards tonight, 119-102. We finally get a Karl Anthony Towns game, straight dominant, off tip-off, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists from the big man. The Knicks start a 7-game home stretch tonight, and they have 2 straight wins. The Knicks bounce back from their struggles to crush the Washington Wizards tonight. I am here with my brother Ken Castro, as usual. Ken, what's going on, man? How you doing today, man?
Say what's up, Matthew, man? What's up, mi gente? How's it going? I'm back around. It's been a long week, but we're here. Knicks dubs always makes me happy, right?
Yes,
sir. You know, and we're on our way to Thanksgiving, guys. Halloween's over. Spooky hours is over. So let's roll. Let's roll with some of this, Matt.
Chris, question though. Quick question: Is your Christmas lights up yet?
Nah.
You're not one of people. Okay, thank you.
I made a post about this, and this is why he asked, right? I was like, Halloween just ended, and people already throwing up Christmas trees and Christmas decorations. How sway? Like, let's get through Thanksgiving. I still haven't finished watching like Halloween stuff. I'm still watching. Well, thank God that we got Welcome to Derry. That's airing right now. For all you horror fans, I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't see it yet. I got to check that out. I heard it was fire. It was fire.
Yo, first episode, they set the tone. 10 minutes in, you could tell they don't care. They're doing it all.
I'm with it. I'm gonna check it out after some Battlefield tonight. You know, everybody that's on my TikTok, Matthew Malik Wilson, you already know your boy's a demon. But speaking of demons tonight, man, let's look at these stats, man. Karl Anthony Towns tonight, bro. Karl Anthony Towns was having some struggles to begin the year, especially after the Milwaukee game. There was a lot of talks about his struggles. We talked about it on the show about how Karl Anthony Towns was going to have the roughest adjustment period and the hardest learning curve when it comes to this offense. We see how Karl Anthony Towns can be effective, especially in a night when Jalen Brunson didn't really have it going today. 16 points. 32 minutes, 9 assists from Cap tonight, though. So that makes up from some of the struggles that he had. But speaking of Karl Anthony Towns, man, I'm going ahead and ask you, lead us into the show. What did you think about Cap's performance tonight?
Cap was on it. I was happy to see his aggression. I was happy to see he was just kind of like he let the frustration go. You could tell he was feeling himself, shooting the finger guns out there, right? Like on one of the 3-pointers that led to a free throw. I liked it. I loved what I saw from Cat tonight because it looked like Cat of last season, right? Like that second option, the second leader. You know, give him the ball, let him get a bucket. But in moments he would kick it out. He knew his moments. Okay, I got a little trapped. I'm not getting to my spot. Kick it. Let's reset. So I think that was a big difference tonight, is that he just didn't hesitate to reset it again. Instead of getting frustrated that he wasn't getting the call, wasn't getting to the spot like he thought he would, he'd kick it out and like, let's reset, set screens. He was more involved, rolling to the basket a lot. I saw that a lot out of him. He was not afraid to come set a screen, roll, and even if the ball didn't come to him, he kept rolling. He kept doing his thing. So that was great to see from him, setting the tone for the rest of the team. I think another highlight, because you know what? We out here, while the masses might torch him, I got to highlight him. Jordan Clarkson, 15 points off the bench.
Second game in a row, high point total off the bench. He's cooking.
High point total, low turnovers, just 1 turnover. You know, like he's not making those dumb mistakes. 2 assists. And he was 2 for 5 from 3-point land. I will say, the moment we get 2 3-pointers in a game from my man's Josh Hart, we're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart hits 50% of his 3 points, 2 out of 2 of 4. It's a great game for us. He had a double-double, 12 and 10 off the bench. Those were the numbers we were talking about when we were like 6th man of the year, possibly for Josh Hart. Mm-hmm. Josh does that. Efficiently comes out double-doubles every or close to double-double. It's hard to deny him and like a 6 man of the year, and especially putting up points at 71.4% field goal range. Yeah, that's efficient, super efficient. What were some of your key takeaways? I know you see it differently sometimes than me.
No, I have it exactly like how you have it. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is definitely going to be the story of the game because of his struggles. But you bringing up Josh Hart was great, because remember a couple of games ago, Josh Hart couldn't get over 4 rebounds. He had 10 this game. He's had double digits in points for the second game in a row. It was concerns about his finger. We were wondering how healthy he was, the back. But this is what we predicted when we were like, okay, maybe Miles McBride could be the 6th man in the year. And I was like, wait, hold on now. You still got Josh Hart coming off of the bench. This is exactly what we kind of expect from Josh Hart. And I think the key to all of this is Mike Brown finding the rotations that work.
Yes.
And last game, he mentioned in his press conference that he put the onus on him when it came to the rotations, because some of the rotations he was using kind of threw everybody else off rhythm. So what we've seen the past couple of games is no Kolick, no Dadier, no Portier, just an 8, 9-man, maybe 10-man rotation with players who are used to kind of playing against each other, playing with each other. I think the only X factor that has to have that adjustment period would be Jordan Clarkson, because he's the man that they've been playing that wasn't with this Knicks squad last year. But Jordan Clarkson is meshing right with the first and second unit, hitting 15 to 18 points a game these past 2 games. So you actually covered pretty much everything when it came to my point. I kind of forgot about Jordan Clarkson giving us 15 tonight because of the way that Karl Anthony Towns performed. But shout out to him. Like, you already know, I was kind of like concerned about Jordan Clarkson and his erraticness.
Which he can be. He can be. There was one 3-pointer that I was like, what are you doing? Like, and I was like, it is what it is, right? Like, we're up by a decent chunk, but he definitely came. It was off a rebound. We pushed it. He pulled up. It was like he took 2 dribbles and was like, I'm gunning it. Like, Cap wasn't even across half court before he pulled it. And I'm like, Jesus, we had a lot of time on that clock. Let's at least get it back into JB's hands before we take that shot. Move it around a couple times, get into rhythm. But another one, I will keep coming back to it. When we first start the first couple games, I thought his 3-point shots selection was too high. OG.
I was just about to bring up OG for you. 205.
205, right? Like, smooth. Keep them at that clip. The 5 to 6 mark. OG's taking 10 to 12 3-pointers. Too much for my taste. Too much for me. We're dipping too much into the sauce at that point, and I think that OG playing defense on playing both ends, right, at a high clip. I don't think he has the legs to be taking 10 or 12 3-pointers a game, right, efficiently. So, and because look at it, he had 5 steals. 5 steals. That's what we want from OG, right? Like, picking people's pockets, pushing the tempo, right? And I'm always going to come back to him, because I know people keep saying we gave a haul, because we did. We gave a ton of picks from. So he's going to get scrutinized. He's going to get looked at. And it's not Cat. It's not JB. It's Mikal. Bridges is going to get looked at night in, night out, because of what we gave up for him. And I like what we're getting from him. 10 points. The 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Like, just a little bit of everything everywhere. Like, so I don't need Bridges to go drop 30. We're showing that we have offensive output throughout the team. Let him go lock up. Let him poke the ball. Like, he's great off-ball defender. He had a nice steal where he just poked it out, right? Like, he's active hands, even when he's not the on-ball defender. So I think that when judging him and when Knicks Nation is looking at him, remember, like, he's doing the intangibles. He's that guy that's on that court between the first and second unit, just always hustling, always poking, always trying to get the extra block from behind, help you out. So the numbers might not be illustrious and might not jump off the book, but Bridges is doing all the little hustle things that keeps this team going.
And I thought about that. the other day after the show, actually. I think it was last game, actually. I thought about it. I was like, well, I came into the season expecting like OG to be the one to kind of take an offensive, like a dip with his offensive numbers this year under Mike Brown's offense, but it kind of looks like OG is going to be the one to score more than Mikal Bridges every night, just because Mikal Bridges can do more on the floor. He can handle the rock, he can facilitate, and he's like that he's the two guard for Jalen Brunson. So he's going to have a lot more responsibility for that. And I salute to you in our first show. You said if Mikal Bridges isn't going to be the one to score, he needs to be the one to be the Swiss Army knife to do everything else. And that can make up for the lack of points that you get from him with him spreading the rock with the rest of the lineup. And we're seeing that from Mikal Bridges. And since he's done that, the second night, he's only had around 10, 12 points, but having a high number of assists, a high number of rebounds, steals, and blocks and things like that. 2 straight wins for the Knicks. So you was on something, man. Salute to you.
Listen, it's obvious. It's obvious sometimes with the flow of the team what you need. And Bridges came into this season knowing that he knows he could get a bucket. We've seen it. Last season we saw JB out a game and Bridges go for 40. Game winner. We know Bridges can put the ball, get to his spot, get shots up, right? But he knows he got brought in for that defense, the tenacity, the extra intangibles, the things that you don't measure with stats. And he's doing that. He keeps that team cohesive, keeps them going. He doesn't hesitate with the extra pass. To him, he can have these nights and he's happy. He's happy, right? Because we just dominated by 17 points. We won. Great defensive showing. Because when we look at it, right, like we shot decent. We today, once again, and I always love to go to this. We shot 94 times, right? We made 46.8%. So 44 total field goals. The other team only took 81 and made 38 of them, so for 46.9% shooting. So we were identical shooting wise, right? But we are suffocating their ball movement, their shot selection. So that's like, once again, they're not getting up as many shots, and we are dominating the offensive glass. We're getting 12 offensive boards, which is huge compared to their 7. And we got identical rebounding numbers, right? Almost 44 for them, 49 for us. So we out rebound them. And what I've been noticing, we're out rebounding our opponents almost on a nightly basis, which is great. That's going to get us our second chance points. That's going to keep them away from those second chance points. And what I've seen across the last couple games, all as well on our 2-win streak now, keeping the turnovers low. We're not getting above that 15 turnover mark. Today, we only have 12 turnovers. We forced them into 20. When we're living in that realm where we are out rebounding them and we are keeping our turnovers as close to only 10 a game, this is what you see. Double-digit wins.
Yep. Nice clean basketball from the Knicks. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe for future Knicks content. And I want to talk about one more thing, man. Jalen Brunson tonight, right? Jalen Brunson tonight, only 16 points, 9 assists, but he's been pretty much putting up 30 burgers every game. What did you think of his performance tonight? Do you think it was just tired legs due to a back-to-back? Because this is the second game in a row that the Knicks have played, their first back-to-back of the season. Or do you feel like Jalen Brunson took his foot off of the gas and kind of let everybody else, mainly Karl Anthony Towns, operate tonight? What was your assessment of the Caps' performance tonight?
Honestly, looking at it, I think there was moments that I don't know if it was lack of legs, but slightly out of rhythm because of the back-to-back. There was some physicality, I think, that you could see. He was a slight frustration there on some calls, right? He felt like he should have got. Because we know Cap does not shy away from working that middle, right? Like he'll get into the lane, get to the basket. So I believe, from what I saw, at least he did good. I don't think we could have asked for more out of him on a back-to-back, because he takes based on how he plays, he takes a lot of contact, because he backs down his guards that are defending him. So that's a lot of wear. Like, and I think that definitely it might have gotten to him. I don't think it was just lack of legs. I think it's just out of sync. There was some easy shots that even he was kind of surprised that rattled around the rim, didn't drop, didn't have the nice touch to him, and just kept going. So in reality, I think that the back-to-back definitely affected him in some way, shape, or form, whether it was just fatigue, right? Like you're mentioning. Not fully legs, but I think upper body. Just I don't think he had he had it all there. Something was missing, because some of those mid-range floaters or his fades look a little flat. And I think that's why they didn't have the decent bounce to them that he was expecting. So
shout out to Big Task Cat Hands 4742. Yo, he's a bucket, and he shouted out Jordan Clarkson. Yes, Jordan Clarkson is a bucket. 15 to 18 points for him tonight. I don't really got the total, but I think it's around 15 points tonight.
15 points, true. 5 for 8, 2 for 5 from 3-point line, and I'm gonna keep saying it. We exchange campaign for Jordan Clarkson, and even if they might make some of the similar mistakes, Clarkson's offensive bag is deep, right? So I'd rather trade that, because there were games where campaign had no offense to give, right? And we didn't know what he was going to give us when he had the rock in his hand, whether it was a turnover or he was going to make a play, right? Clarkson on the team, that's huge for us. Huge upgrade. And what your thoughts? He got 14 minutes over Ariel Porty, Yabusele.
I haven't been the biggest Yabusele fan. I'm not going to lie to you. It just, I think he's having the same thing as Karl Anthony Towns. I think he's having an issue with the learning curve when it comes to the offense. His shot looks flat. So far, it does. He hasn't. I don't think he's hit a 3 yet. I think he hit 1 3 this season so far. He looks lost out there offensively. Like, there's a few times he's setting a pick and handing off, and there's a moving screen, and on defense rotations, he looks lost. So I think when it comes to Yabusele, I think it'll work eventually with him. Hopefully, maybe if not, we try to get another piece in at the deadline that can kind of acclimate to everything that Mike Brown is going. Like I said, I don't want to judge anything until game 20 for this Knicks squad, because we're seeing that it's definitely going to be an adjustment period, especially for a player like Yabusele, who got a lot more minutes with the 76ers last year due to Joel Embiid's injuries, and he's getting less minutes this year. But I'm going to chill out on Yabusele so far. I do believe that the athleticism will be there. I'm looking for a highlight from Yabusele, a dunk, something to get him going. I'm looking for that shot to fall eventually. But I think the thing about Yabusele that people kind of have to give him a little bit of grace for is that he did just play in Eurobasket. He's not exactly fresh. you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So he's going to take a little bit of time. But he did great. He did okay tonight. No Mitchell Robinson tonight. They needed another big man. He filled his role very well. I was pleased with what he gave us tonight, but I do see him a little bit lost out there while he's out there.
Oh, yeah. He definitely seems a bit lost. And I think that will just come with, like you said, come with the time. Like, and he was a +10. So that means he kept it very, very, clean out there, right? He did contribute 3 fouls. We need him to clean that up. 3 fouls in 14 minutes. That's a lot for me, right? Like, I definitely can't. I think about that, and I'm like, that's quite a few fouls, right? But outside of that, like, he got 2 offensive boards out of his 3 rebounds. 2 of them were offensive boards, which is great, right? Because I think that's where we're gonna beat teams. We're gonna beat teams with this rebounding, getting to the boards, not allowing second chance points, getting our second chance points. So I think that's where we're going to thrive, and that's going to be a big key for us, because I think the East is lacking on rebounders. The East is lacking, and I think we will dominate off the boards on most nights playing the East. It's the West. The West got bodies, right? OKC got a former rebounder of ours, right? The big homie. So, and we know he's going to grab boards, right? Like, and Chet. as well. Like, so when we match, like, the point is to make it to that chip, right? To those games. That's how we're built. We're built to roll through the East, however we're gonna roll them, but also match up with the West, because we gotta also remember. I look at it like the Eastern and Western Coast. We such different styles of basketball.
Yeah.
There's
a lot more pressure out west, because one loss can take you from the 3 seed to the 9th seed in the West. So there's a lot more pressure on a night in and night out basis than there is in the East. I still have some teams that kind of worry me when it comes in the East, though.
Oh, 100%.
The Philly looks VJ has combats.
Oh, man.
It's a little scary, man, to count out the
But
Sixers.
you know what?
Before the
You
year.
know what? As long as they got Joel, I'm gonna take that train wreck.
Yeah,
that's a train wreck at what waiting to happen with Joel. If they ship Joel out before the trade deadline to get pieces, might worry me.
Yeah,
because Joel got no knees left, and we know he's gonna flop out there. He's gonna do some dirty plays, try to hurt a player whether it's by mistake or on purpose. We seen it when he did it last playoffs. So I will see. I'm not afraid of Joel. Afraid of Maxey and VJ. Not afraid of Joel. And I keep saying the Heat. The Heat look like
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the Heat.
I know you're not scared of the Heat, but
I'm not scared of the Heat at all, man. Didn't they lose last night? Didn't they get waxed?
They might
by the Lakers. I think they got waxed by the Lakers. I'm not worried about the Heat at all.
I don't know. The Lakers are so bipolar. Right? Like, you don't know which Lakers you're getting, but when they're hot, Austin Reeves, like, we know what Luka does. Luka does what Luka does. Austin Reeves taking that step, because we gotta admit, that's Austin Reeves taking that step into, like, yo, put me. I'm part of. If you're gonna look at a big three, I'm part of it. You gotta put some respect on that boy. That man balls.
50
listen, I don't know where that you would have talked about Austin a couple of years ago. I would have never thought he had such a deep offensive game.
I know.
You knew?
I knew. Well, conversations at the shop. Shout out to the boys over there. Gerard said a couple of years ago that he thinks that Austin Reeves' ceiling is like 15 games. We all told him he was crazy. But we knew that we knew that Austin Reeves had, like, because you can see it. Like, you ever see a player, he doesn't score much, but you can see the bag that he has. He could get to the rim anytime he wants to. It's just probably not his role to score that much. So he's dishing it out more than he can shoot the three effectively at a high clip when he wants to. Austin Reeves just has that it factor. So I'm not surprised that if you don't have Luka on the floor and you don't have LeBron James on the floor, you need that guy that's going to be a number one option to give you a 25 to 30. It's going to be Austin Reeves. I don't see anybody else on that Lakers roster that could do that. And I believe that if Austin Reeves needs his own team, I'm not saying that he could be a number one option. I'm not saying that. Like I said, the Lakers don't have much talent outside of LeBron James, him, and Luka. So of course he's going to get that high total, but I think Austin Reeves can be a legitimate second option for a championship team. I do believe that.
So I'm gonna ask this: if you're Rob Pelinka, right? Do you move on from LeBron before the trade deadline?
Yes, I do.
Let him pick what team he wants to go to, and whatever deal works out, work it out.
Yes, I do. I think the Lakers need a center. I'm not a DeAndre Ayton fan. I never have been.
No.
I don't think he's going to give the Lakers that aggressiveness that they need, and he's not a rim runner. I had people tell me that DeAndre Ayton's a rim runner. He's not. And I think that's who Luka Doncic needs. He doesn't need a center who's going to dominate, like, the ball at times for 10 to 15 seconds trying to get his shot off. Luka operates with players like what's his face? Daniel Gafford and you know what I'm saying? Like, players like that can catch the lob and don't necessarily.
I was gonna say that's why they're starting Jackson Hayes over Ayton. He plays a little more to Luka style.
So if I were the Lakers, I would get rid of Bron. I would. I'm not. It's not a slight to LeBron James. I just think that window is closed.
Yeah,
I
and
think it's time.
honestly, I think that he also doesn't want to be there, right? Like I think he's whatever this injury is, it's not as bad as he says it is. He's letting the team rock without him,
Mhm.
and I think he's working what he's doing behind the scenes, and we'll see where he ends up. Don't think you get the bag that you think you're going to get for LeBron, right? Like
Yeah,
you're not getting a first. I'm not giving up a first round pick for him.
yeah.
No,
Me neither. Me
but
neither. I wouldn't either.
they'll facilitate something to a team that wants him and he wants to go to. It'll be something, right? Like I wish in some ways I used to think that some way somehow him and Pat could fix things and he could end up back in Miami for one last run with them.
That would be nice.
That would be nice, right? But I think Pat is, as we saw with Jimmy, too much in his ways, right? Like I
Mhm.
don't think Pat's gonna come and be like, "Yo, I made a mistake." So don't see that happening. So I'm not too worried about him going east. Um, but you never know, right? Like that could disrupt things. That could
Mhm.
disrupt things. He gets sent to like and I've said this, sent back to Cleveland, and we're looking at a 7-game series against LeBron and the Spider.
That could be nasty.
That could be nasty. That could go the way, right?
Mhm.
Because
That
I
could
don't
be
I don't care
nasty.
what you say, what anybody says. LeBron is LeBron. Still at this point, especially
Mhm.
with fresh legs, like you got him. If you got him sitting out half the season,
Mhm.
like got him like nursing whatever injury it is, and then get traded at the deadline to somebody like a contender like that, and now you got fresh Braun.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Well, Brian has sciatica, and I have sciatica, so I'm not criticizing Brian for sitting out at all. I know what sciatica is like. I know what sciatica is like. But
Listen,
speaking of the Western Conference, Wednesday night we have the Minnesota Timberwolves.
mm,
Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo make their regular season return to
the big
Madison
ragu.
Square Garden, man.
That's my
What's your
boy.
what's your what's what are you looking forward
Uh,
to in this game against the Timberwolves? I don't think Ant's playing. I think Ant's is out for a couple of weeks with an injury.
mhm.
Let me check the injury report, but I do believe that's accurate. I don't think Ant is going to be playing in that game. But tell me what you're looking forward to, man, while I'm looking at this injury
I will
report.
tell you this. I think it's gonna be a battle between Cat and Randall. Um, I think Randall's gonna want to come out and put a 30 piece on Cat, and we know that
Oh,
that
Randall
offense.
with a 30 piece.
No, I'm not saying that he will, but I think he's gonna want to. That's his aim. We see a lot of the ball movement going through Randall against Cat. I think that's what it is. That's what they want. If I'm thinking defensively, I think we'll try and stray away from Cat having a match up with Randall many times. We'll
Mhm.
let Cat cook root Gobert out there if he's playing. Um, but OG will match up with Randall a lot. OG Macau, man, my boy Dante, bro, miss him, miss that guy.
I miss Dante DiVincenzo too. I think he would be perfect with this
With
version,
this squad,
with this iteration of the Knicks.
yes,
Dante
yes,
DiVincenzo would be perfect for this team.
mhm. Perfect with this team. But no, I think it's gonna be a good night. But we ultimately take it. Cap, I think this is gonna swing back Cap's way. This is gonna be a game for Cap. He's gonna go for 28, 30, smooth. Um, do what he wants because it doesn't really matter who's over there at the guard, right? He's gonna have his way. Um, and I expect another big game from Josh Hart off the bench on that one.
Mhm.
Think Cat gets 20. Because we also know even though Randall might be going at him, if Randall even tries to step up, whoever it is, I think over there Minnesota doesn't really have a big to stop Cat. And if
Mhm.
Cat's feeling himself after this game and is like, yo, I know where my spots are and where my game is in this offense, and maybe that number's even higher than 20 for Cat. That might be
Mhm.
in the 25, 28 mark, right? But definitely a big game for Cap, big game from JB, from the captain, from JB, and we'll see the role players just doing what they're doing. I don't see it being a big game for OG though. I think OG is going to take some more defensive reps this time around, help out, because at 100%, I think they're going to run that offense through Randall, and we'll see some iterations of Bridges and OG being thrown at Randall. So,
I think we stop Minnesota.
Yeah, Washington by 17. I'd say we give them a 15 piece.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards us winning by anywhere from 12 to 15 points against the Minnesota Timberwolves, just because Anthony Edwards isn't there.
Yeah.
And I thank Julius Randle for everything that he's done for New York, but he's not a number one option. And I think him versus Karl-Anthony Towns, even though it's either going to be Rudy Gobert or Naz Reid who draws that matchup against Karl-Anthony Towns, I still think it's barbecue chicken for Karl-Anthony Towns that game. Yeah. And the reason why Karl-Anthony Towns isn't even the reason why I think the Knicks win by 12 to 15 points is going to be Jalen Brunson. For anybody who really follows the Knicks and really follows Jalen Brunson, the time to pay attention to when Jalen Brunson is about to have a high scoring output is after a game that he struggles. Yep. He's happy that the Knicks won. Don't get that twisted. It's not his numbers over a win when it comes to the Knicks. But Jalen Brunson is probably the hardest person on himself at the struggle games. And Jalen Brunson knows that he could have shot the ball a lot better tonight. And that thing with him and Julius Randle, and between Julius Randle not wanting to conform to Jalen Brunson being the number one option on the Knicks, is something that Jalen Brunson always will remember. Yep. They're cooking Minnesota, and I think Jalen Brunson gives them 25 to 30 points that game. I really do believe that.
Okay,
I believe we'll see a good game from the Big Ragu. Shout out to him. I think we'll see a big game from Dante DiVincenzo. He loves playing in the Garden. But other than that, man,
we should.
I don't think they have enough.
One. Yeah, Minnesota's a team without an identity when Ant's not there, when Ant-Man's not there. Because I think Ant-Man sets that tone for that team big time in just every aspect, especially last season when he came out and just elevated his game with a 3-point shot. Like, he was shooting that at such a high clip last season. So not being there is a big hit for them offensively. Huge hit for them offensively. So I'd be surprised if we struggle with them. Be surprised. But before we go, we know who the guy who got the hard hat. Who got the hard hat in Tibbs this game? We know who it was. That was OG. OG got the hard hat in Timbs this game. We know it. 5 steals, 6 boards. Yeah, OG was a little bit of everywhere. And I'd be surprised if picture comes out and it's somebody else that's not OG or Bridges. I'm surprised. So
you giving OG the hard hat for the Timberwolves game in the Timbs? Hard hat in the Timbs for OG and Anobi. Huh?
This next game, 100% hard hat Timbs for OG next game. Surprised if it's not him. Surprised if it's not him. Sneak, like I said, Bridges is almost like a consistent one that you could pick, right? And I think they stay away from picking him because he is that like defensive stalwart. Right, like the expectation is of him, like go be a hound, right? Like, so they're not looking at him like, yo, here, right? Because that's what he's being asked to do. It's between OG and Josh Hart. Josh is a nuisance. I think Josh is gonna come out, and that competitive nature between him and Big Ragu, he's gonna be hounding him whenever he comes in. So one of those two, hard hat.
You know, I'm gonna give the hard hat and Timbs to Mitchell Robinson for next game. Now, if he plays, that's true. If he plays, but
if he doesn't, who's your second?
Who's the second?
Yeah, if he doesn't, like, who's your backup choice? If Mitchell doesn't play, and that's not your option no more for your hard hat and Tim's choice for next game,
it's going to be Miles McBride. because
Okay. I like
Miles
that.
McBride hasn't played well these past couple of games, and there's going to be a breakout Miles McBride game. Shout out to him. Praying for you, Miles McBride. The loss of his grandmother was the reason why he was out for a couple games. I definitely know how that feels. So prayers up to Miles McBride and his family. But this is Miles McBride's breakout game. They don't have many pieces on the bench that can contain him. I mean, Dylan Hunt is not really going to be able to handle him. Mike Conley's not going to be able to handle him at that position. So I do expect Miles McBride to have like a breakout game. We got 2 of them for Jordan Clarkson. Landry Shamet had 11 points tonight. He started again. So this is another instance why I told y'all this is why Landry Shamet needs to be on this squad.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm rooting for Miles McBride. Like, other than obvious choices like Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, if I wanted to give a hard hat and Tim's game, it would be Miles McBride.
Okay. I like that. I like that call right there. And yeah, we keep, you know what? And gotta give him some love, because I know I don't give enough love to Shaman in the games. I know I don't. You know, but it's nothing personal, Landry.
What is up with you and Shaman? Because Shaman performs. I don't understand.
He does. It's not personal. It's not personal, man. It's just, you know, for some reason I was more like, I was glad we brought him back because I liked what he did in the playoffs. I liked how he stepped up. I just know how this team is gonna look second half with like the guys like the Clarkson coming off the bench, right? Like, once that second unit is in sync and rolling second half of the season, we are going to be scary. This is going to be a scary squad, because the Cat, the Bridges, the OG, the JB, our captain, right? Like, those guys are night in, night out. Look at tonight, like doing what they did all season last season. It's the other guys, the bench, and whoever's going to slot into that 5th man role, because right now I'm not sure what's up with Mitch. Right, Mitch.
Yesterday was scary when he hurt. When the second half first started and he landed on somebody's foot and they took him out and sent him to the locker room immediately. Mitch did come back in the game, but it's kind of he only came in for like a couple of minutes or something like that. It is showing you that they are being very careful with that ankle, and they should, because like we know what Mitchell Robinson can do when he's on the floor with this Knicks roster, especially in the playoffs. We damn sure need Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs healthy. But I am concerned about Mitch. I am.
Yeah. Same. So right now, the way I'm looking at it, like, the team has to just gel and groove without Mitch for as long as that's going to be. Because we know Mitch is not here to demand the ball offensively. So Mitch knows his role. No matter what the system is, and he's going to roll with it.
I actually would like to see a little bit more offense from Mitch. Like, I maybe it's him being hurt and he's not getting to the basket as fast.
Yeah.
But on pick and rolls, Jalen Brunson talked about throwing up a couple for him, and I'm looking for, because I think that'll unlock everything with this offense. If they start being able to get Mitchell Robinson to rock a couple of plays here and there and elevate his defense, because you already know how this Knicks squad is. If they're not getting touches offensively, they kind of lack defensively a little bit. And I think the key to Mitchell Robinson is going to be kind of getting him a couple of alley-oops, a couple easy dunks or something like that, and keep him engaged in the game. I was still happy with him, though. I'm not as concerned for Mitch as we were, because if they sent him to the locker room last game and then he didn't come back out, I would have been a whole lot more concerned. Mitch didn't play tonight because it's a back-to-back. They said before the season that they're going to bring him along slowly. He's not going to play on back-to-backs, and tonight was a back-to-back. So I had no expectations of seeing Mitchell Robinson on the floor. But if that ankle is fine and he plays against Minnesota, I would like to see them get Mitchell Robinson the ball a little bit, because Mitchell can score in the post a little bit.
He can a bit. Yep. I do agree. And I think that he definitely opens up things as a threat as a roller. He rolls really well, has a good touch around the rim once he catches it. So it'll be nice to see him healthy. But honestly, like I said, if we're not worried about the ankle, let them rehab it, let them rest it. Let's get them to 100% and not rush them. I'd rather not rush Mitch and have him there when we need it, when it counts the most. Because right now we're getting by with the Yabusele, we're getting by with the aerial hook porty, right? We will get by. We will be fine. It's not a panic button. Don't panic to get Mitch back.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got, man. Anything else you want to get into before we get out of here? Nice 40-minute show.
No. I appreciate everybody once again. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe at Blackout Sports. Tune in, share those reels. I know you see them. I know you see Lowe's. I know you see Matt putting in work with those reels. Share them. Yes, send them to your friends. Send them to your haters too, the people who don't like the Knicks. Let them soak in it. Let them hear it.
Sir. Yes, sir. Great show, man. Great show. Round of applause. Everybody that tuned in today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, man. We appreciate that. Wednesday sound cool. Do another show after the game, right? After
Wednesday
the game
sounds good.
After the game, the Timberwolves game. See what's up. But yeah, man, that's it for us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And next show when y'all tune in, make sure you comment. This is a fan-friendly show. We want to hear what you got to say. Knicks fans are the greatest fans in the world. I've always said that. I will always say that. We do this for y'all, man. That's what we do this for. But shout out to y'all for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with us. We out of here. Peace.